What's going on, Neil?
Oh, not much.
Trying to get my energy up here at 8:38 at night this Thursday, September 15th for the audience, so they're not listening to me being tired.
I hear you, man. I'm dragging today too.
It is episode 30 of the podcast. We're doing really well with this weekly podcast recording. I'm glad that this change happened. I'm glad you're with me on this journey, Neil.
Oh, by the way, I got somewhere to be. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Let me get Dave in the queue here. We'll switch to him permanently.
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Because I wanted a short podcast. We know Dave takes a while for stuff.
That's true. Count on three times as long for sure.
Yep. Love you, Dave. But yeah, how have you been? How's your week?
Week's been good. Really just working and playing too much Warhammer Total War 3, which you need to get so I can play with you as well. Um, but yeah, that's really it. I should be hobbying on my fantasy army, but once I got done with this one unit, I've been finding it hard to dive back in. So I think I need to maybe get a character model out and paint up a character
Mm,
model to kind of get me back into the flow of things here. So
that's understandable. I personally with my hobby just completed the Stormcast ringer list for the U.S. Open events that I was doing. I don't know how to say it. Like I was getting paid while I was doing it, so I'm not complaining. Like this wasn't out of
mm-hmm.
the goodness of my heart. This was me getting my money for the hours
Mm-hmm.
I put into it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
also like it's satisfying, but I'm glad I'm done with it. It didn't
Yeah.
take long. It took 2 weeks. It's Stormcast. It's gold. It's blue. Done.
Yep.
But I hear
Basic.
you. It can be rough sometimes with the hobby. You just don't want to do it, but you gotta do it.
Yeah. Well, with the batch painting, and that's getting back into old fantasy. You remember batch painting, and so I feel like, and this has been talked about before, but reward yourself with a character every once in a while. Something
Mm-hmm.
that you can just switch a color more than once every 3 hours is good. So
Well, it's all different because I mean, you know me, like I would rather have 50 of the same exact model and just go. Like that's how I operate and that's how it goes quicker for me. And
ooh,
I save all the characters for literally the end of the army.
wow. God
Yeah.
bless you.
It's
Bless your heart.
yeah, it's yeah, or if it's something like Stormcast, or Space Marines where it's the same very much the same color and it's not like even like that much of a difference, I'll just paint it in line like it's the same thing, just go color by color. That's what I did with the Stormcast. It was just gold done, blue done, red done,
Yeah.
tan done, khaki, whatever you want to call it. But I
Hmm.
hear you, there's different styles for everybody, but yeah, how's I forgot to mention for my quote unquote fitness check in. I am going to the gym every day as usual, except for Saturday, Sunday, but the Sober September is still going strong. Yeah, halfway through as of today. I'm actually going to extend it by one day because my Wednesday club group um we're gonna have Oktoberfest October 2nd. So I'm like, I'll just do it one more give one more day. And then Oktoberfest is gonna be freaking awesome.
Oof. I just had my Oktoberfest on Sunday for the Browns game. Went over a good friend of mine's, and we got there about 9:30 in the morning. Started about then. A bunch of people came over. We watched the Browns game. A bunch of people left. Just me and him. Kept going. Played some pool.
Hey,
Played
oh,
drunk driving, which is Mario Kart whilst drunk.
okay, yep. That's how you do.
So, oh, I crushed him. Like I was
Nice.
much like Bane. I was born to video games, right?
I mean, this is gonna be a weird segue for the Warhammer podcast. Yeah, the Steelers game was giving me heart palpitations because they were trying to lose as hard as possible. I don't know how else to say it, but they took
Yeah.
the win in the end. And then speaking of video games, this past week, because Nintendo had their like Nintendo Direct, it's where they show off their games. Sony did their State of Play, which was showing off their games. Plus, Capcom did stuff, and let me tell you, if you're like me, and this is me, I like Japanese RPGs and I like farm sim games. Those are my main video games I ingest, and as well as fighting games because I enjoy fighting games. I've never really put in the effort to be really good in competitive fighting games, but I enjoy them and the process and the idea and the community around them.
What's your favorite fighting game of all time? Careful how you answer. There's only one answer.
It's a toss up, but I'm gonna go with Mortal Kombat 2.
It's the wrong answer. I can
That's
see
fair.
why you chose it, but it's the wrong answer. It
It
would be Street Fighter 2 would be the
it's
greatest
that
fighting
was
game.
that was the other one, but the thing that here's the thing with Street Fighter 2. I'm a Cammy player, so it wasn't
Mm,
until like the
yeah, the
the
extended
the
kind of
extended
yeah.
where I
Hmm.
got into it and like Cammy's what drew me in. So like I have many memories at the arcade with Mortal Kombat as a kid. So that's
Oh yeah.
definitely leaning heavily. But if I am to tell you what I played mostly now, it's more Street Fighter than Mortal Kombat for sure.
Oh, nice. Yes, I haven't played a recent Street Fighter in a long time, but
Well, six is open beta. You can sign up for it now. I did, and I'm looking. I'm thinking about diving like a little bit harder into it this time. Like actually getting a fight stick for my computer and actually just seeing
oh,
what I can do. Like just something different. Like
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, like I said, I like farm sims, I like RPGs, and I like fighting games, and I am eating well next year. That's all I can say. There's gonna be
nice.
so many video games. GW, you need to hold off. I don't need any elves. No elf armies next year. All right, just keep it off one more
I
year. I
don't
can be
know, man. I've been seeing some rumors about some Lumineth rules and everything, and
well. That's this year. That's this year. I can buy the book. I can add a unit, and
nice.
I am kind of excited with the since they're showing off the rules for Lumineth and Zinch right now. I don't care about Zinch, but Lumineth, I like our boy Techless. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of want to pick up a unit and just kind of enjoy the hype around a new army book, even though it's not my main.
Hmm.
So we'll see.
I look at that army, and every passing year it grows on me. So
I
I don't
won't
know.
lie. All the high elf painting I just did definitely has me interested to
Yeah, I
do
think that
more of them
has something
too.
to do with it as well. Yeah.
It like
And
it's
I've been playing all high elves in Total War Warhammer 3 too, and I'm just like, oh god, I was just taking a closer look at those arrow riding kangaroo guys, and like
oh
those are
yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, I know I am gonna get Total War when it goes on sale next and it drops below $50.
So like in 2 years.
Although I will say this, we were talking before the show. If I go out to my car tomorrow and my it's not my transmission fluid being low, and it might be the actual transmission, I might just buy the game before I have to worry about the car.
Yeah.
Because then I'll have to pay off the car before I buy anything else.
There you
Car,
go.
but we'll see. Let's see. Like I said, knock on wood. Let's just hope it's fluid and I can move on.
Yeah.
But yeah. Outside of other projects, like my whole hobby table is cleared off right now. It feels good. Except for I have this entire horse heresy army sitting next to me,
Mm.
and I've resisted diving into it still.
You're gonna
So
fail.
we'll see.
So you're gonna get bored.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm kind of enjoying like I'm savoring that it's a
Mm.
new army. That it's just waiting. Like it's that it's like before Christmas. Like you don't know what you're gonna get.
Wife's probably happy she's got a little more of your time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, I did. Although now I've been learning how to ride a horse, so I've been also disappearing. So I mean,
Yeah,
so
nice.
it just shifts. It's always shifts. But
Well, if that transmission goes, you're gonna need to ride a horse. So
I yeah, thankfully, I live in a nice small town. I just ride a horse wherever I can't walk.
too funny.
But yeah, outside of that for news, for this week on the Warhammer end of things. I know I showed you earlier, and if you're a fan of Warhammer Weekly, you've probably already seen all about it. But this new fan made battle tome, the Nomad Feastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
L- Let me just say, I'm so glad that the Warhammer Weekly did this to review a fan made battle tome with a couple of the creators on Owen Jackson, Darren Watson, and I think it was Daniel Somerville did some of the lore. Nico did some of the rules writing. Like it's kind of like a dream team fitting their roles perfectly. And this is the most polished fan made thing I have seen in a very
Oh,
long while.
oh yeah.
I
Um,
yeah,
I might have to say the most ever. Right? I
I,
don't know that I've seen anything that looks as official
yeah,
as what I'm seeing in this. And like, and this has come from a guy like I've done two books that I really tried to do my personal best
and they're great.
and make them look as official as possible. But they're not this great. And it makes me a little bit jealous because I don't really have I don't have any Photoshop skills. So everything I do is on Canva and I just kind of make stuff work. But wow, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, the closest I've seen to something this solid is like the old, was it the fan made like the Nippon books back in fantasy, Amazon, the ones that were in the lore but weren't real armies. But that was also dealing
Hmm.
with like sketch art more in black and white, so it wasn't super in depth like this. Like this looks like a battle tome. If this was printed as a book and you didn't look too hard at the front that says unofficial instead of official,
Oh, you wouldn't know.
you wouldn't know. And uh, and it's still in the beta phase. I will provide a link in the descriptions to this. It's a Google Drive link. It's free to download. They're asking for feedback in it since it's still in beta. There's a lot of cool stuff in it. I'm just happy to see it. It's really hitting all my narrative feels real hard.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah.
And really, I kind of want to use that as like a jumping off point because, I mean, with having less enthusiasm for this specific edition of Warhammer, because just because like I don't like battle tactics. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't. And then the and it's sure it's a balanced game, but like I don't know, for some reason the more balanced it gets, it's like it doesn't fit me as a playstyle, I guess, anymore. However, I don't. We don't have enough podcasts to deep dive in, I guess, to that. But the narrative is what really keeps me going. And seeing something like this is like, oh man, like I've always had the idea to do like a mini battle tome supplement for Teyrathi. Like, should I try to do it? Can I do it this well? Like, clearly, it's proven that we can do this as a community. Like, make something that just looks great.
Mm-hmm. It is. I will say from. I mean, you know, you've been with me through the whole process. It's definitely a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it is many hours that you put into it. I remember doing that and just thinking of the official ones that these guys put out and how quickly they're putting these things out. By the way, too. Um, I mean, even still, even with the pandemic and everything, and it has slowed down some,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pretty impressive just how fast they can knock out something like that. And I'm sure, when you have all the tools at your hand, it's always easier to put things out. But just a lot of work has to go into these things. And so when I see fan made creators like this that can do that, just all the props in the world to them. And if they ever want to work on Battle Across the Realms, the offer's out there, gentlemen. Let's get together. Let's talk.
If you ever want to come to the beautiful, beautiful, scenic Ravenna, Ohio.
Hmm. You're
um,
coming to Twinsburg for me.
oh yeah, it's Twinsburg. Well,
Yeah.
but Battlegrounds is in Ravenna, correct?
But
Still,
yeah,
no,
Ravenna. Yeah.
Ravenna.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, we're Americans, and that's stolen from Europe somewhere, so we're mispronouncing it no matter what we say. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure, actually, yeah. Probably grossly as well.
Oh well. Yeah,
Yep.
it's an interesting thing, and I know like I've seen folks like Martin Orlando has done a little bit of something like this too. Putting together a story for his army and putting it into a product. It's kind of like a supplement, not necessarily rules, but about lore, narrative. I think that Ricky Smith did something similar with one of his, because he does tons of kit bashing stuff. I think he did something similar, but like I said, this one's just so perfect. This Nomad Feastmasters and our good buddy Alex out there who plays halflings as Sage of Sigmar. Like I shared this on Instagram and I counted the seconds before he saw it and said, "Holy crap, this is amazing."
Yeah.
He's like, "I have the army for this already."
Yeah, I can already tell you, if he brings the halflings again to Battle Across the Realms, then this will be official as far as the as that goes. So
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like for competitive, I don't think the intention is for this to be in competitive events. I mean, not saying that it won't ever in some competitive events won't be like, yeah, we've looked it over, it looks fine. Um, but for a narrative event, this. There's no reason not to have this. It's not an overpowered book. It actually there's rules in it that purposely hurt your own army. It's really interesting. But if you're running a
mhm,
narrative event, I see no reason not to let someone use this book if they're willing
sure.
to lay into that theme and have that style of an army of halflings or gnomes, whatever you want to call it. Like
Hmm.
that's a no brainer. And to be fair, if you show up and you really lean in and you put in your effort and you run this in a narrative event, you're probably gonna win a narrative award.
Yeah. And honestly, to go even further than that, like if you're a person who wants to put this level of effort into anything, whether it's this or it's something else that you come up with for a narrative event, I mean, to this level, I don't understand how anybody could say no, period. Right.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, if you're doing that, like
That's such good work. I mean, you got to let that be seen and be played with.
yeah, I mean, write your own narrative battle pack. You don't have to play in Gur just because that's where the GHB's at. Make your own
Hmm.
stuff up. Have fun. There's plenty. Just find the map of the realm you like, point to it, and start making stuff up based upon what you see around there. Just have fun. And like I said, you can
Yeah.
use prior rules as guidelines and just tweak it from there.
Hmm.
That's and then write some story to fit it and encourage the setting. And it's just so cool to see. And like I said, it's really got me thinking more and more. And like I said, I think before I sunset and fade into the obscure realm of has been Warhammer person. I don't want to say influencer.
Personage.
Person who doesn't shut the fuck up about what he likes in this hobby, and somehow people followed it. Um, I'd like to do a Terathi supplement where it's pretty much make my own temple, put my
Yeah.
stories into it because I have lots of lore written already. So it's like why shouldn't I? I just
Yeah, I call Battle Across the Realms my my Warhammer Age of Sigmar thesis, right? Like
mhm.
that's what it feels like. It's like that's the thing that I've been working on for the past few years. And when all's said and done, probably going to be the thing that I'm most proud of in the hobby as well. So, yeah, I think everybody should have something like that, whether it's a painted army or something that you just meticulously work on for year after year. It's a good thing, good feeling to have.
Yeah, it's how you improve. Just keep showing up and stay on the same thing. Like I mean, and it's interesting too because you might if you don't know me all that well, but you know me enough, you're like he's a Daughters of Cain player. He has nothing but Daughters of Cain, Daughters of Cain, Daughters of Cain, Daughters of Cain. I have 12 Age of Sigmar armies or 10 or something. I have too many. Like I don't have time to
Hmm.
play them all. I just enjoyed painting them and had a theme and an idea and I played it. But it's like, but you don't have to just really play the one thing. But if you focus on it, like one, yeah, it attaches to you, but I feel I've improved in so many ways, you know, as
Hmm.
as a player of Daughters of Cain specifically. Like I can, even though I'm not a competitive person, if someone came to me and said I want to have a discussion, an in-depth competitive discussion about Daughters of Cain, like I could have that because I know that book inside and out.
Yeah.
But also I can explore the narrative. Like if someone came to me and says, "Hey, I want to have an in-depth narrative or in-depth discussion about Kharadron Overlords because you have a Kharadron Overlords army, Chuck," I'd be like, "Yeah, let me just stop you right there. I have 2,000 points of Kharadron Overlords. I want to call it an army.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's some boats, some dwarves, and the warden, and
That's right.
I shoot things and then I die.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
That's exactly what I do with mine as well. It's technically an army,
I yeah, mindset.
technically.
I have Gotrek in mind because I didn't want to paint another quarter of it. So as an order player, Gotrek is a problem solver for money and points.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's just cool to see, and
Hmm.
it's really gotten me jazzed, and especially with preparation in full swing for the Terathi Invitational. Um,
Hmm.
and since even though it is Warhammer Fantasy Battles, it's like okay, well, I'm just going to write Terathi's tale from that point. Now it's going to be like a very disconnected thing. You'll see whenever you read it. But I'm trying to like really focus on the character in hopes
Hmm.
that I then put it together into like this supplement, and but also cross it over. Like why can't I have a supplement that has rules for Warhammer Fantasy Battle Dark Elves and Daughters of Cain?
Right.
Like, what, sure, why not? Oh, although I will say one thing, actually, now I'm thinking about it and uh, glancing at the Nomad Feastmasters book and all its beautiful excellences, I think there is one thing that makes this book completely unplayable. Checking it now. Checking it now. I gotta scroll down. I'm on my old laptop recording tonight, so that's quick. Yeah, it's unplayable. There's no um path to glory in between the match
Oof.
play section and the war scrolls.
Yeah. Well, it's just the beta version,
That's
right?
true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, but like if it's not there, I don't. What pages do I skip over when when I'm
Right.
trying to read my
Right.
rules?
Uh-huh. Oh
I'm
my
kidding. I'm
God.
kidding. Path Glory's fun. I have Path
I
Glory on
love
YouTube.
Path to Glory,
Yeah,
but it doesn't need to be where it is.
it does. It does.
We no. No.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Put it in the middle there. You know what? Spread it out even more. Every other page, a Path Glory page.
Oh my God. You're killing me.
That's fine. Um, but no, it's definitely an exciting time for sure. Actually, I did want to talk too a little bit more about Terathi. Uh, I had a meeting with the Barn Owls Club, as
Mhm.
we have known. That's my Wednesday club. We call ourselves the
Yep.
Barn Owls because we play in a barn. Um, we have a whole rules and bylaws we put together. We have founding members. We how you bring members in. Members can bring guests. The different roles that members have. And then like
Wow.
amendments. Like we hold Parliament. We're doing this legit.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's some official crap right there.
it is, and it's mostly just so whenever we are doing it, we can sit around, drink whiskey, and like if we had the powder wigs, we put it on just to be silly.
Mhm.
But the person who is the speaker, essentially speaker of the house, if we want to call it, he's going to go buy a gavel whenever he leads the sessions, and we do it. I'm like, okay, let's legit. We're going in.
Should it be a gavel? Should it be a hammer? Like, what should it be? You know?
That's true. It could be a hammer. It's hard because we play all the war games there. Well, we play all Warhammer games, Ancients, Fantasy Battles, 40k, Sigmar, Wartime, all that fun stuff. So that's a good point. It could be a fantasy hammer.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
gotta
I'd
get
like to.
yourself a 3D printed Galmaraz, right?
I mean, that would be the ideal. That would be the ideal. Maybe.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna bring that up. Um, because I
Just
mean,
lift one of those hammers from one of those opens, you know? Just whoops, fell in my backpack.
at the U.S. Opens, do we? Yeah, we do give out the hammers. No, I can't do that, Neil.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I,
But you need to ask GW how much that's gonna would set them back. What does it cost for me to just take this thing off your hands? You know.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Well, hey, never heard. What's worse I can say? No, or you're fired.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly. You know.
That's okay. Well, anyway, while we were holding our parliamentary session last night, because we were adding some amendments, some clarifications, so the basic rules and bylaws I put together was the foundation, but we gotta really develop the culture that we want. I love how like pomp and circumstance and like snooty tooty this sounds when it's like really just five guys hanging out.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
being dumb. And like I said,
Right.
normally all five have had drinks and played war games. I'm still in sober September, so four guys had drinks and played games, and I played games.
All you,
So I was,
all you guys are missing is the No Ma'am shirts from oh God, what was the name of that? Al Bundy.
oh
They'd
my
meet,
goodness.
they'd meet in his garage with the No Ma'am shirts on.
Well, we are, it won't be
Married with
that.
Children. There it is.
Yeah,
Goodness.
married children. It won't be that. But we are for the founding members considering getting blazers with our logo embroidered on it for official club activities.
Nice.
Um, but regardless, so I was discussing the Terathi Invitational, and it's going to be 12 people, and we might have a illustrious guest from Canada joining us. I gave him the dates. He is interested, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. If it does, great. I don't know if you listen to this podcast. I doubt it, but I look forward to seeing you down here with everybody. If not, we have one of the locals, one of the club members. He doesn't have an army and doesn't play too often, but he's willing to fill in because he knows how to play. I would just loan him an army. So we're gonna have 12 people playing, possibly have space for other people to be around playing different games, but not part of the tournament. So it could be a bigger group setting. Like I said, we'll play games after. It's gonna be good, but
Different
uh,
games? Are you saying that you're running a con, Chuck?
it's an invitational con. Like it's more super secret invitational than whatever the Team America people are doing on Twitter right now. I see them doing like super secret invitational. I'm like, well, mine's known, but you're not getting an invite, people. it's it's just the same people over and over again. It's sorry,
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll get a dealer's room. It'll be fine. But regardless, um,
I'm desperately looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun.
yeah. But I was talking about the awards I was looking at. I did mention that multi-list format, Neil. I don't think we're gonna do it. You brought that up as a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just because there's going to be some people there that are just making a 2,000 point army for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
so they won't be able to adjust their lists, and I don't want it to be people think like feeling like they're being gamed. So I think
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I
I
think
wasn't even coming
no,
from
you
a, like a strategic standpoint. I was coming from a I've got so many points. I'd like to use different models kind of aspect, but that's fine. I understand that.
no, I see exactly where you're at. Because I mean, this is more of a narrative event.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was the most competitive version of this event, and the most competitive person in the world, Bill Sousa, came and took it. God bless. He
Mm-hmm.
put us on the map.
That's
um,
right.
but yeah, I don't think we're gonna do the multi-list format just so people just show up and bring their list. Um, but we are adding more awards,
Nice.
and one of the awards is going to be hosted and well, not hosted, sponsored by the club itself. So
Ooh,
uh, the five founders, the five of us, are going to be doing the coolest award, which yeah, that's I blatantly stole that from Paul Buckler, I believe, over in the UK is the one that originated that. Maybe it was Steve from the Raw guys. I apologize to both of you, wonderful gentlemen. So I want to attribute this great award to both of you because you're both wonderful humans who fit the mentality I am for wargaming, but the coolest essentially.
mm-hmm.
Um, where the person's whose army, whether it's narrative, painting, it can be anything, really fits the event itself and goes above and beyond. Whether it's a display board that blows us away, a narrative.
Alex isn't rebasing his army, is he?
No, he has a old high elf army he's bringing. He's still
Okay.
he.
Oof.
I don't think he would do that for this event, and he just bought a house, and I know he doesn't have time. um, but yeah, so that's gonna be cool. But uh, yeah, definitely more awards, and there will be a hobby award based on votes from everybody in attendance as a blind vote, and of course there'll be
Nice.
the person who wins it, and then there's also going to be the one as usual where your narrative hero kills more points than anybody else's narrative hero,
Mm,
and it has and that character has to be I think on foot. Like there's rules and all that stuff towards it, but
can't be a
uh,
named character then, right?
can't be a name. Yes, yeah, you have to name yourself. Can't be a name character.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And now I got to redo my list.
Now you can't have Tackless be doing all your work for you.
Yeah.
Um, and in fact, I might even make it have to be actually, well, I could shift it up. Now I'm thinking about it. Instead of just points of killing, it could be the coolest moment that your character was the key component of. Because I'm thinking like mine is Terathi, obviously. She's a death hag
Mm-hmm.
BSB for my army. So the coolest
Mm-hmm.
thing she could do would be to save an army from fleeing or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's gonna be a cool story for that. But well, I might shift that one actually. Now I'm thinking about that because it doesn't
Yeah.
work
Right
with
now
points.
I got a BSB and I got a mage. That's about it. Yeah.
One of them's gonna be Prince Collateral,
Mm-hmm.
at least for this setting. But it's gonna be a nice time, and I think for this event, because it's gonna be so much bigger than it used to be, as far as like grandioseness because of the setting we're gonna be playing in and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, 'cause, like was it the one year I gave away Shaker Cups with Terathi Invitational on it?
Mhm.
Was last year I did more personalized gifts. Yeah, I think you and Dave got like a nice mug with Terathi's rune etched or not painted on it, not etched on, painted on. I think this year, don't hold me to it because it kind of comes down to making sure I can do it. I think everyone that's playing is going to get a pocket knife that says Terathi Invitational 2022.
Now, are you doing entry fees into this, Chuck?
I'm not.
No, you should.
We'll see. I actually priced it out. It's not really an unreasonable price. But
Hmm.
like I said, if I go into the group chat and I make an entry fee, it's because I have to get the transmission fixed on my car.
And that's fine. And I think that would be acceptable to everybody in that chat. So.
Right now, it will be if you are listening to this and coming to the event. Um, as long as you're not coming from Canada. If you're coming from Canada, just show up because, like I said, that's a long drive. Um, everyone bring some food. Everyone bring some drink. You know, kind of. We'll order some food in too, but like bring snacks, stuff that's easy to transport, and we'll all make sure we're all fed and taken care of that way too. So we'll have more than
We can
enough.
always eat one of the horses. It's fine.
We could, sure, we could. No, I can't. I could never eat a horse. I love them too much. But
uh,
but outside of that, like I said, it's I'm enjoying going into the autumn setting here. I'm looking forward to starting the Sports Heresy Army as like my autumn into winter project.
mm-hmm.
But I'm savoring it. Savoring it.
Nice.
I might open this book tonight, the Liberae Astartes book. Start reading it.
Yeah, once
But
you start reading, you're going to be in.
yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to do this army before I went to vacation in July, but I knew I opened it, I'd be stuck, and I knew I did Stormcast army to paint, and then I had house projects. But now it's like everything's out of the way, but I'm also enjoying not painting an army right now, so it's weird. It's weird. I'm in that weird limbo. I don't know what to do.
Take some time. You're going to have to brainstorm some ways to beat Matt's Votan army whenever that gets here.
I could just
Uh,
stop playing 40k.
yeah. He
I could just
finally
do
has
that.
something that's a toy that he wants. We all just stop playing. That's great.
No, I can't do that. I got some beatings coming at me. Which, yeah, that's actually an exciting thing. So shout out to Big M. Votan Day is almost upon you. You're a true son of the Dwarden, except for Age of Sigmar, because you don't like any of them. But we'll we will get through, and we will look forward to seeing the Leagues of Votan on the table. Hopefully in the next 3 months, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's all I got tonight, Neil. I think we've rambled on enough. I think we've made people feel left out from how much I've talked about the Invitational. That
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
is
That's
already.
okay though. That's how you grow it, right?
So yeah,
You get people yearning to be invited.
there will be. I'll put up lots of pictures, videos will be going on my Twitter and my Instagram. There'll be. And Alex will be there, so he's gonna flex in every picture that happens. So you're gonna see a lot. Don't you worry,
Mm-hmm.
everybody. It's also December 17th, 18th, and I don't know how many people actually want to travel the weekend before Christmas, except for my good friends in Ohio and possibly a good Canadian friend.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's already on the books.
anything before we head out, Neil?
No, no, I'm good.
All right. Well, everybody, see you next week. Oh, I do have one more thing. Keep an eye out on the blog because I'm doing a second review for Mini Mag trays and their new products that are pretty sweet. If you are a movement tray aficionado in the Age of Sigmar setting, or even
Mm.
40k. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Really exciting stuff. That'll be on the blog next week, probably next Wednesday, I'm guessing. So that's the last thing I had. See you guys next week. Happy hobbying and stay Stormcast strong.